swear you ain't seen nothing yet. So I went down to the water and found my fate.
Hey friends, Autistic Dudestic, back again. I wanted to start this Day in the Life of series on my channel to just give you a glimpse into my daily life as an autistic person trying to live in this society. Now, these videos are going to be really just focused on certain events that arise throughout this crazy journey that we call life. I may be a bit more unmasked here. The videos may not be as long as normal, or maybe they will be because I just get on a rant. They won't be well edited, and there won't be too much educational content here. Just me talking about my day and my experiences as an autistic person, attempting to survive in this neurotypical world. So if you're into that sort of thing, buckle up. This is going to be a ride. And if not, that's fine. I understand, but feel free to come back next week for more educational content. This video series will be a bit more sporadic, as my brain fills up with stuff. And today, folks, I just would like to talk about restaurants and the journey of going out to eat. This is my experience of going to the eternal chaos that is a steakhouse. Okay, so to start, my wife recently got a job in a new career field, which she is currently going to school for. Such a big milestone, right? And thus, I wanted to celebrate this big step and go out and have a nice dinner and just talk to each other. Enjoy each other's company. So I start to gauge interest. If there's any particular place that my wife has her mind on about somewhere she'd like to eat, she brings up this particular steakhouse. Okay, great, I thought. A nice steak dinner, that sounds perfect. It's been a bit since we had one of those. Now, also what maybe clouded my vision to what would truly happen on this night was the fact that not only has it been a good amount of time since I went to this restaurant, but the last time I think I went was on some random weekday afternoon. So it was slow and easygoing environment. So this time we're going on Saturday night, prime time. So I was actively aware that it was going to be a bit busy, a little bit of chaos. I also know that occasionally they come out of the back, just come out marching through those swinging doors like they're on some timer, like the place is one giant cuckoo clock. And instead of annoying birds, it's just humans who like to clap and sing and dance a lot. But even then, those moments seem to go by fairly quickly, only for the whole crew to just disappear back through those swinging doors, back into the clock, to wait for the next timer down the road. So it wasn't like I was completely blind to the situation. I was semi-prepared, mentally, or at least I thought. So to begin this adventure, we start in the Thunderdome, known as the parking lot. You see, I'm not fully sure who designed this lot of land, and it was likely designed when the city was a lot less populated. So it's highly unlikely this is any fault of the restaurant itself. It's just another experience in this crazy journey of life. But I have a feeling, just based on my observation, that there may be more tables inside the restaurant than there are parking spaces outside the restaurant. So, as you can imagine, on a busy Saturday night, the chaos that is just the parking lot. Usually at least 3 cars are perched and on alert, or just circling around like vultures waiting to pick off a dead carcass. And as soon as there's some type of movement, people walking out to their cars, or you see those tail lights light up red, they all swarm to it, like predators just waiting in the Serengeti for any prey just making movements at the watering hole. And you hope you make it there first and proclaim almighty victory. And if you tie with another car, when you both make it there to the front of the spot at the same time. But neither actually starts to progress into that spot, and you end up just staring down the other vehicle, like some sort of old Western gunslinger in a standoff just waiting to draw. Or it's going to turn into the Hunger Games and only one person's left standing. Anyways, one positive of this situation in the modern age is the ability to check in online for the waiting list. No human interaction, and your check-in time doesn't begin after winning the parking game war. And you don't have to spend time standing either a cramped waiting room or standing outside in the rain, trying to listen to some young kid trying to scream over a crowd of people, trying to mispronounce my name wrong anyways. So, thank you for technology for letting me bypass all of that annoying details I had to in the past. So anyways, we got the parking space. The wait was fairly short and we got seated. And this is when the real fireworks began. It's a packed restaurant and it feels like one giant just echo chamber of so many different conversations. And to make it even louder, the music was blaring so loud. So I'm not sure if they were trying to use the music to attempt to drown out the echo chamber and, people trying to have conversations. So everyone just ended up talking louder, trying to talk over the chaos that was the music. But there was a reason for this visit. Remember? Celebrate with the wife. So we order drinks and try to have conversations to the best of our ability, but both are struggling to maintain attention and not get distracted by one of the many loud sounds throughout the restaurant. I can get through this. It's okay. It's okay. Smile. Celebrate the wife. The wife? We're happy for the wife. We're happy. We can get through this. Happily. Okay. Well, at least that's what I was repeating in my head. So, then the cuckoo clock strikes. Out comes a line of people. But this time, it's not to dance. It's to sing a birthday type song that just involved a lot of yelling and loudly wooing like they were Ric Flair. And one guy had a pot and pan they were just banging together. It was a lot. Then they retreat, only to shortly come back and do it a second time. And then a third. What is happening right now? Like, is this the Twilight Zone? I mean, I've worked in enough restaurants to know that it can be quite a pain to gather a couple warm bodies to sing some dreadful birthday rendition, especially when everyone was super busy and running their tails off. So maybe they're just trying to knock out a couple in a row so they don't have to worry about it for a while. I'm not really sure, but I think it's over. Okay, back to the conversation. Remember, happy. Happy for the wife. Wait, what was I talking about again? Then, as I'm trying to reassemble my thoughts like a bunch of ninja assassins, they reassemble. But they come out the door to my back. And I don't even see this one coming until it's too late. You see, I believe the table literally right behind me also had a birthday celebration. So as I sit blissfully unaware about the abrupt chaos that is about to ensue, the screams just suddenly start again, right behind me, right in my ear. So I immediately pop up from the table while yelling a couple of swear words. I just started getting angry. My brain just wanted me to turn and start swinging in the direction of this awful noise. And I knew I couldn't make this lady's birthday the one where she appears on the show Cops. That would be too memorable. So I just booked it out through the crowd waiting in the lobby and made it back outside. I took a couple minutes. I tried to recollect myself and I texted my wife I would return. I just needed a minute. So I keep just trying to run through scenarios in my brain of how I can make this work. How can I get through this while celebrating the wife? Because that's the original plan of this all. Eventually, I settled on that I would locate my server and make it known that if he starts seeing the Avengers assemble for the birthday screaming time in the back, that he could come warn me if he wasn't too busy of that storm that was potentially coming my way. So I could run and take shelter before it happened. Okay, I can do that. I take a deep breath and I go back inside. I make it back to the table and I can see on my wife's face that not only is she aware of my internal mini meltdown that is ongoing, but she is starting to also get overwhelmed by all this sound just the same. So she starts to insist we haven't ordered food, that we can just cut our losses, pay for the lemonade, and a couple bucks to our server for his time getting the burnt biscuits that came to our table, and just get far away from here. I try to say, it's okay, I can make it through. But either she knew better or she had enough and wanted out just as badly as I did. So my wife calls the server over and explains that she has a headache and it's just too loud, that we're just gonna go. All the while she's explaining this whole story to them, I'm just dissociating and just staring at the floor while really hardcore playing with my fidget toy. So I think the server looked at me in my mental state of well-being and understood. He told us the lemonade was free. He got it to go even and was extremely apologetic. The manager soon came over to the table, realizing something was wrong. My wife went through the whole headache story again. And I think the manager also caught a glimpse of me in my mental state and also understood the issue. Because for some magical reason, after the manager disappeared from the table, I noticed the music around us definitely took a couple steps down in the volume level. Sweet relief, but too little, too late. The damage has been done. So we retreat out of there and we head to Chili's because no one would celebrate their birthday at a Chili's. It's quiet there usually, other than when those steaming, sizzling, loud fajitas come out that I don't know how they don't set off the smoke alarms. But we get there. I get my shrimp Alfredo. I get to talk to my wife at a normal conversation level. The only sound I'm getting distracted by is the overly intoxicated gentleman at the bar who at one point began crying, and I'm not really sure why, but I can say it was a better dinner and show than I could get at Dixie Stampede. Life was good again, but for a moment there, I think I entered into the ninth circle of hell known as the Steakhouse. I mean, I guess I lived to tell the tale. So, if you made it through that whole journey, thanks for sticking with me. If I lost you, it's okay. Maybe you entered that steakhouse and you can't no longer hear me because it's too loud. So, if you want to hear more about how my brain perceives the crazy day-to-day world that I just live in, with more stories like this, smash that like button and leave me a comment. If this is your first time seeing me, I'm amazed you're still here. But hit that subscribe button because obviously you vibe with my bit of crazy. So until next time, same dude time, same dude channel. Autistic Dudestic, signing off.